Right, buddy, a MAINOO new deal could be on the way for Manchester United. We'll talk about that. I think he did sign it today, but it's not been officially announced. We'll talk about Bruno Fernandes, Carlos Baleba, Morgan Rogers, and have a conversation about the latest Manchester United news. So don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And we get into it. So, MAINOO is signing his new Manchester United contract at Carrington today. Big pay rise, secures the future, and that is a major boost for Manchester United. So listen, MAINOO new deal, that's something that's absolutely fantastic. If you want to know some more information about it, I can tell you now. So this come out from Sully, and then Laurie Whitwell sort of did his piece on it. So MAINOO and his family at Carrington today to sign his new Manchester United contract. The wage is close to 135k per week with a performance-based add-ons which can increase. The deal will extend his contract until 2031. Which again is 5 years. He's someone who, again, United looking to build the club around, and it's a major boost for Manchester United. It's one of those deals that you get done before the season starts next summer, or next season, and ultimately it's a big boost for Manchester United. He's a top level quality player, and he's someone that I love to have in this Manchester United team long term. And we've seen his impact in the team. We've seen his performances against, your Brentford the other day, your big games that he's had performances in. And I'm sure he's going to be a big person and a big player for Manchester United next season. He has everything that you want. The fact that he couldn't get into the Amorim team is a shambles, but now there's another opportunity, whether that's under Carrick, whether that's under a new manager, to really do shine, because there is a top level player in there in MAINOO, and I think this new deal is deserved. He's broken through for the academy. I think probably one of the best things Ten Hag did at the club was putting him into that first team, and that was all about MAINOO taking that to the next level and making sure he can have a real big impact on this team. So yeah, new deal, 2031, increase in wages. That's something that's really important. Now, Manuel Ugarte's days at United are numbered. His representative will meet with his agent George Mendes to advance his departure. United aiming for a sale close to 28 million euros, and Atletico Madrid and Napoli are the most interested teams at the moment. In terms of other interesting midfielder talks, Anderson and Tchouaméni are top of the shortlist, but could be in the market for as many as 3 midfielders, with Casemiro leaving and uncertainty over Ugarte. Carlos Baleba is among another one of their strong interests. Now, this is what come out today, more recently, about Baleba, United view 70 million as not a bad deal. Tchouaméni 70 million. Rogers, who I'll talk about in a moment, is 80. Bruno G is 80. Bruno G and Tonali between 80 to 100, and Elliot Anderson is valued between 60 to 120, which is quite a big range. On Anderson, according to sources, United believe they are well prepared to sign Semenyo in January, but call their interest. If Anderson proves out of reach, United have other midfield targets. There's been no formal contact with Atalanta over a deal for Ederson, but sources have said that Atletico Madrid have been in touch with the Serie A side over a potential deal. So, listen, the midfield talks, we know United are still kind of doing their research. We know who their main targets are. Anderson is probably the main one. And then after that, they're looking at other top quality players. Your Balebas, your Tchouaménis, your Tonalis, your Bruno Gs, just to kind of see who we're going to get. And obviously, as we get closer to the season ending and closer to the transfer window opening, those sort of decisions and ideas will become more concrete, and United will have to understand who they're going to bring and who they're not going to bring in. I think it's very important for United to get that right and ultimately bring in the right players. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be a big window, and United have to be very smart. Ugarte leaving is something that I think has to be done, and we need improvements in that position. And then in terms of other positions, we need improvements on that as well. With Casemiro leaving, I think you need a sort of someone who can rotate and kind of compete with MAINOO, and then you need 2 number 6s. So yeah, that's the update there on the midfield. Now, on the number 10 situation. Now, Bruno Fernandes does have a release clause in his contract, which is effective in the early part of the summer, but I don't think it will be activated. Fernandes has made it clear he wants to win the league and Champions League, and sources close to the player believe he is seeking reassurances about United's future ambitions. Fernandes may wait to see how United's transfer plans unfold, but the club hope their strategy to build a squad capable of competing for the biggest trophies will resonate with their captain and talisman. So, listen, Bruno's someone who, for me, is a fantastic player, world-class player, on track to break the assist record. A new contract for me is deserved. He'd be one of those players, you do everything you can to keep him at the football club. He's an elite-level footballer. He's someone that has a ridiculous amount of talent. And I think having him in this team long-term, United should be doing everything they can to do. Obviously, he is getting older. But for me, the talent and the quality and ability is still there. So I'd do everything you can to keep him. That release clause hopefully is not accepted. And again, if United do get in that Champions League, which it does look very likely that's going to happen, I'll be very surprised if Bruno Fernandes does not stay at the club. I think he's, as I said, a top level player, and he's a world class. I think he's the best position in that 10 position. I don't think there's anyone else in world football better than him at the moment. So yeah, release clause is there. I don't think it'll get activated. I think he wants to stay at Manchester United, and if we get into the Champions League, he will ultimately stay at the club, which is something that I think is absolutely vital for the team. So yeah, I mean that's something that's massive in itself. In terms of that sort of the latest update, the main thing I wanted to talk about today was a MAINOO New Deal, which I thought was absolutely essential for the team. I think bringing MAINOO into the club was one of the, as I said, best decisions Ten Hag made, and United just need to keep him in the team, keep him going. He's a top level talented player, and I think it's very important for Manchester United to continue him developing in this team, and I think the potential's there, the ability's there, and I'm hopeful United get the job done with this new deal, which it looks like it probably will be announced in the next coming days. So yeah, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe.